Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump hatching a plan during his shutdown. After massive tax cuts for the rich, Republicans refused to help working-class Americans maintain their health insurance, and now a government shutdown is underway. The Trump administration took a unique route when it comes to trying to get some kind of message out to the American people, to make them believe the party that has majorities in both houses and controls the White House somehow isn't to blame for an inability to pass a budget. Government agencies have banners on their websites blaming liberals or leftists for the shutdown. The website for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development had a massive red banner that became a pop-up that read, quote, "The radical left are going to shut down the government and inflict massive pain on the American people unless they get their 1.5 trillion wish list of demands. The Trump administration wants to keep the government open for the American people." The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs reportedly issued a statement that said radical liberals in Congress were trying to shut down the government. Quote, "To achieve their crazy fantasy of open borders, transgender for everybody, and men competing in women's sports." I guess framing it around math that would suggest Trump let in millions of undocumented people wasn't working for them. Back in 1939, the Hatch Act was passed to make sure the federal programs are run in a nonpartisan way. According to the Office of Special Counsel, it prohibits, quote, "certain political activities of federal employees, as well as some state, D.C., and local government employees who work in connection with federally funded programs." Normally, when you ask an attorney something, the answer starts with, "It depends." Kathleen Clark, who is a professor of law at Washington University, said, quote, "Yes, this violates the Hatch Act." Richard Painter, who is a professor of law at University of Minnesota, seemed to indicate it might also violate laws about lobbying using government systems. The problem is that Trump gutted the office responsible for enforcing the Hatch Act. The advocacy group Public Citizen filed a complaint anyway. Craig Holman with Public Citizen said, quote, "This is such an obvious violation of the Hatch Act that it raises the question, how on earth does HUD think they can get away with this? The answer is that the Trump administration has managed to neuter the ethics enforcement offices in the executive branch. Those who are responsible for enforcing the Hatch Act, namely the Office of Special Counsel, followed by the Office of Government Ethics and the Attorney General's Office, have all been taken over by Trump loyalists or those who are intimidated by Trump." He went on to say, quote, "The sheer crassness of this partisan advertisement by HUD using taxpayer dollars to campaign against Democrats and promote the Trump administration is going to make it exceedingly difficult for even a neutered ethics office to ignore." We'll see about that and whether or not the office ignores the situation. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.